skills apart from learning skills. So what are other skills you need to derive? You need to know how to embark upon. So number one is communication. That's the most important thing. Even in some job adverts in the UK, they put communication skills there. You must know how to communicate. So we have some tools to communicate, just like the one we're using right now. We're using Zoom right now. So Zoom is one of the what communication tools. We have Google Meet, we have Microsoft Team, we have Slack. So these tools enable meetings and team collaboration. The next we have project management. If you are asked to develop a web application, um, there'll be some timeline given to complete a particular project. For you to be able to manage your time, oh, this particular project given to me, I need so time to do this particular task. That is when project management comes in. So we have some tools like Trello, Asana, Jira, Notion, ClickUp. They help teams organize projects and track progress. Just like Jira, or there's a project management tool in GitHub. They call it GitHub Project. That's the name given to it. So if you're not going to use project management tool, you need an approach to use those tools, which include there's something called Agile. There's something called Agile. So they call it Agile methodology. It's not a tool, but it's the method of initiating a project and completing it. The most um, the most popular of Agile methodologies is what they call Scrum. SCRUM, Scrum. So you're using our Scrum methodology. That's when you divide your project execution into sprints. So sprint is like if you say, okay, we are to develop a school portal. What are we going to do first? Should we develop the the front end aspect first? That's the sprint. Let's develop all the design. Let's develop it. That's the sprint. Now we now move to the back end. The server-side scripting languages will not be will not be linking them with the front end. That's another word. That's another sprint. Okay, if you are going to do the back end, can we split it into two different sprints? Let's write the one for the user portal or the student portal first. That's one sprint. Let's now write another code for admin portal. That's another sprint. So each sprint has time limits. You might say, okay, per sprint, we need let's say 4 weeks to execute to complete each sprint, each task in each sprint, or all the tasks in each sprint. So we need a month to complete each. So that about project management. I don't want to go deep into that. Next one is version control. If you are coding, that's what GitHub, GitLab comes in. Git is the local version of other ones. Let me put it like that. Git is the one you have on your local system, while GitHub is an online platform. It's similar to Git. So Git is the local version, while GitHub is the online version. The same thing as GitLab too. Both of GitHub and GitLab, they are similar. They are all online Git version. When we say version control, if for someone that knows how to use GitHub or Git, anytime you type in code, you want, because as you're working, a lot of ideas are coming in. You understand? So if based on the current ideology you have, ideas that you have now, you code some stuff, and in order to execute the what's called the project that is being assigned to you by the customer. You've done everything and you submit it. So you commit. There's a term used in Git after when you have added it to staging to tag, they call it staging level or whatever. So when you have added it, then you will not commit it. The commit will not be given the details of what you have saved. It's like you are saving on Git. So it's different from normal saving on the system. However, when you are saved on Git on your local host, that is when you'll be able to push it. That's the statement used. That's the word used, push. So you push it to what? To the remote, either GitHub or what? GitLab. When you're not doing some stuff and you made a mistake, you started editing the code, adding some other features to it, and you made a mistake, and you could not undo everything you've done. How are you going to get the code that worked for you in the previous version of the code you wrote before you wrote the new ones? For you to do that, there is a way you can reverse. You can reverse back, you can reverse to what? To the previous version of your code that worked well for you. That's the essence of version control. So it's to manage the versions of your code. Now, let me now read what I wrote there. Developers use this to collaborate on software projects and showcase their work. Another essence of this version control is to allow multiple developers work together. There's something called branch in Git or GitHub. Branch. So there will be a main, they call it master. They will call it master. So from the master code, branches will be created from it. So let's say we have 5 developers working on a particular project. Individual will pick a branch. Branches will be opened. Then individual will pick a branch, they work on the branch, and they commit it to the remote Git, which is either GitHub or GitLab. When the team lead saw what they've done, assess the code, because it will analyze everything they've done, the additional code they added and the ones they removed. GitHub is going to analyze everything. When they see it and it's satisfied with it, they will just what? They will just merge it with the main code. That is another essence of what? Version control. It allows a lot of developers to work together. Then we have cloud storage, like Google Drive. Most of us have Google Drive. If you're using Android, you have Google Drive on your side. You know what it's used for. It's used to save documents. We have Dropbox, we have OneDrive. Then we have productivity. Google, sorry, I don't want to use more than what I also use. So Google Workspace. Um, so what these are used in offices, Microsoft 365, Canva, Figma. So even Figma is used to do some graphics, as they use Figma to structure how sprints is going to look like, and then the duration sometimes. And some other stuff like that. I don't want to go deep into the details, just to give a brief introduction to all these tools. Now we have build a brand. You have the skill. How are you going to brand yourself? To package yourself to employers, to contractees. Number one, create an excellent what? CV. So your CV should highlight relevant skills you've acquired, the projects you've worked on. So you might even put the links of your past projects in the section of the CV, just for the employer to have access to all what you've done. Then the certifications you've acquired. Let's assume I have Microsoft certificate, put it there. I just highlight it. Microsoft certificate from this particular year to this particular year. The training program and the date, the year you are certified. Then we have achievements. What have you achieved? We have technologies used. That's where the tech stacks used comes in. Okay, the tech stacks that I use is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, PHP, Laravel, and some other stuff like that. That's technologies used. So they want to know if the technologies they've advertised, if you really meet up with all the requirements in the adverts. So you have to highlight them. And the years, your year of experience. Let's assume you have 10 years of experience in HTML, You put HTML, then you bracket it 10 years. So that they will know that you have 10 years experience in HTML. That's just a sample. Now, build an outstanding what? Portfolio. In your CV, instead of you saying, I know Laravel, I know HTML, I know PHP. No, just showcase, oh, you put a link for your, let's assume you built an ERP system. So an ERP system is just like an accounting software with several other modules. So it might have accounting module, HR module, management module, set management module, and some other modules, contact module, and the like. So ERP systems, um, okay, you built it, you put the link, then you explain what the link is all about, the content of the application. You just brief them. So that's how the CV of a web developer looks like. So if you're putting a link, you put details of that particular link, you put the URL, the name of the application, then you put the brief description of what you've built, what you've done on that application, you put it there for each link. So another example is CRM, that is customer relation management, or whatever application. So it's used to manage customers. One is to manage sales in the CRM. It has a module to manage sales. It has a module to manage customers' contacts, their performance. Inventory systems is also part of ERP. It's just a breakdown. So inventory systems, how the incoming and outgoing of what? The inventory items, your stock items. HR management systems, how are you going to compute your staff payroll? How are you paying them? Do you have any staff loan and some other stuff like that? So it's that's part of so each of these is a module. Accounting software is the grandmaster. Let me just like that. Is the grandmaster of all. Because all of each of these module are linked with what the accounting module. I studied accounting, so I know much about it. So that's where we link to your source documents, your ledger account, your general ledger account, your trading balance, your trial balance, your trading profit and loss account, which is known as statement of profit or loss in IFRS. Then we have your balance sheet, which is known as statement of financial position under IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. Now you have your e-commerce platforms. We also see this e-commerce platform very well. We buy stuff online like eBay, and some other stuff that we have in Nigeria and globally. Even this TikTok, no, Nigeria might not have TikTok shop. But for international countries like Europe countries and some other stuff like that, they have TikTok shop. It's also an e-commerce platform where you can buy something. E-commerce simply means buying something online or selling something online. Commerce is all about buying and selling of goods and services. So if you are not buying it online, that is e-commerce. Employers value demonstrated work over claims. If you claim that you know how to use PHP and you have 16 years of professional experience, prove it. Oh, this is what I've built. That's one of the proof. This application I've built, it has also functionalities. That's one of the proof. Now, maintain an active GitHub profile. If you built your CV well, you need to maintain an active GitHub profile. I think I explained earlier what GitHub is all about. It's all about version control. Now, for developers, you upload quality projects. That is when you are pushing. When you are pushing from your local Git. So write comprehensive README file. There's something called README file. It gives details of what you've uploaded. Oh, all this Yamayama that you've uploaded to the GitHub. What's the functionality? Does it have users portal, student portal, admin portal? And each portal, what are they containing? What do they contain? So README file, you detail everything on what README files. Keep repositories updated. Repository is something you have on GitHub. Your project you uploaded on GitHub, that's the repository. So keep it updated. All the applications you've done, you've uploaded, you've pushed it. Any other update that you've done, commit it and you push it again. That's what they mean by what? That's what is meant by keep repository what updated. Document installation steps. So you need to document if your there are some software that are built and you need to install it. It doesn't mandatory that it must be a desktop application. We have some web applications that are that you sell it to your clients. Let's say assume you build an ERP and you are selling it to your clients. You so for you to sell it successfully to your clients, you must make provision for installation. So when you are installing, you put the client details so that another client details will not be for another client. So that is it makes deployment easier. Then showcase clean code. So one of the means of showcasing clean code is to embark on what is called dry. Dry simply means don't repeat yourself. I don't know. So if we have programmers around, I'll just try to explain in programming form. For instance, if we are you embark on you're doing OOP, that is object-oriented programming, all your repeated codes, let's assume you need to format dates, for instance. Create there's something called service in C sharp. Either you create a service in C sharp or in Laravel, you create helper, for instance. So you put your code for formatting dates in that code in that service or um in that service or helper outside your controller, outside your model. So when you put it, then whenever you want to use it in a controller, you just import it. So when you import it, you start using it. In C sharp, if you want to use, you import the service. When you import the service, then you start using it for whatever you want to use it in multiple pages or multiple pages instead of you rewriting the same code on every page. So that's one of the means. That what is meant by what? Dry. Don't repeat yourself. A strong GitHub profile builds what? Credibility. Optimize LinkedIn. On your LinkedIn profile, put your experience there, put your qualification there, put your, if possible, put your past projects. So polish your LinkedIn projects, polish it in the way that whenever any employer sees your profile on LinkedIn, they'll be interested to communicate with you. No, first impression matters. On your GitHub profile, put on a suit. So a complete LinkedIn profile should include what? Professional photo, example, putting on your suit. Clear headlines, full stack developer, and some other stuff like that. Your qualification, just brief it. About section, write brief introduction about yourself. Your skills that you've derived, your certifications, your experience, recommendations, and recruiters actively what search LinkedIn for talents. Now, job platforms, where can you get all these remote jobs? We are discussing freelancing and remote job. Now, job platform, freelance platforms where you can do freelancing even from Nigeria. Upwork, we have Fiverr, we have Topta, we have Freelancer, we have people per hour, and some other platforms like that where you can get remote job. Although, let me not discuss what I want to say now. We also have remote job website like we work remotely, remote, okay, flex jobs, well found, job pressure. And we also have Indeed too. Indeed. So people get jobs from Indeed, most especially when you're in the UK. So we have Indeed, we have to task jobs and some other platforms like that. Now I'm creating winning proposals. This is usually useful when you're on a freelancing platform and you want um, the job poster, you want the job poster to um, you want the job poster to accept you because per job posted on the freelancing platform, we have a lot of programmers that will submit proposals. So how do you want to get how do you want the job poster to how you need to how do I want to put it? You need to showcase yourself above other developers. That's this is all I can do. And if you allow me to execute your project, these are the features I've had. And with this, it will allow you to gain a lot of clients. You just package it, put it well. You understand? So a proposal should address the client's needs, everything that is described on the proposal. You know, whenever a job is posted on a freelance website, you see the details of the application. This I want to develop an application and to have this particular features. Now, your proposal should address all the client's needs. Don't remove anyone. Don't eliminate. Don't omit anyone from it, from all those requirements. Make sure your proposal caters for everything. Now, explain your solution. Oh, this is your problem. This is how I'm going to resolve it in a more professional way. Demonstrate relevant experience. Oh, this particular application that you want to do, I've done it for several people. Put the proof there. Look at this particular link. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did this. Then include examples. That's the example I'm citing now. Be concise. Don't write too long statement. Just make everything brief. Then end with a clear word, call to action. If you allow me to embark on this project, I am sure you're not going to regret it. And some other similar stuff like that. Avoid generic proposals sent to every client. Yeah. Even if you are searching for a job, the same CV you send to this particular employer, don't send it to another employer like that because it might not be what the other employer wants. Make sure your CV caters for everything the employer wants. So the same thing as projects too. Make sure your proposal you want to send caters for everything the particular customer wants. So not say because a particular client approached you and you send this particular project to him, then you now send it to another client. No. Make sure you assess your proposal before sending it to make sure it caters for the other client's needs. AI as your what? Assistant. This is what nowadays, this is what some programmers do. Let me not say all programmers, but some programmers, this is what they do. As they are changing how professionals work. AI can assist with what? Writing code. Yes, that's my main point. If you are struggling with the code, I want to write a function. And this particular function, I don't know how to structure it to make sure that it meets the client's needs. Just put it on ChatGPT or whatever. Write a PHP code. Then you put what you want that PHP code to do. ChatGPT will just write out everything. Then you use the skill because anything the AI generates might not be what you want exactly, and it might be exactly what you want. Then you apply your skill to it to adjust it to what the client wants because it's just to give you an overview or a guide on how to do that. Then whatever feature the client wants, you now be putting it inside. You're putting it inside to make sure the code is balanced. Then debugging. So if you are struggling with anything, any code, most especially server-side scripting languages that are very strict, because on server-side scripting language, any dot like this might cause the entire code useless. Even though if you have 1,000 lines of code, one dot might just turn everything into beautiful rubbish. What are you going to do? Debug. So if you are struggling with where is this error coming from, just copy the entire code, put it on ChatGPT, or any other AI platform. It's going to highlight where the issue is coming from. Content creation. You want to create the content. So AI can also assist in doing that. Research, documentation, data analysis, email drafting. You want to draft an email to a particular client or someone. And you think that my English is somehow, or I don't know how to present myself to this person. Just prompt the AI, what's it called? Just prompt AI to do what you want to do, to just do it for you. Then you apply your skill to adjust it. You can paraphrase and some other stuff like that. Meeting summaries. Then we have customer support. AI should enhance your productivity, not replace your expertise or judgment. Some people usually say AI will be taking some people's job. No, it's just to enhance your performance. It cannot take it cannot take out your job. You can't say because you have an AI in place, then you now disregard human effort. No, human effort is very important because AI is computer. Some people programmed it. It can malfunction at any time. But with human, we applying human skills. You understand? Everything becomes what better. Common challenges. If you want to work remotely, what are the common challenges that you might face? Some challenges include what? Internet connectivity. If your internet is not strong, forget about it. You'll be having challenges with what? Remote jobs. Power supply. Hey, most especially in Nigeria. So it's not like the UK or US or European countries that we have stable electricity. So most especially in Nigeria and some other African countries, they have issue with what? Power supply. So the power authority might not supply electricity for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you what? You'll be running on four. You'll be using gen. So that's one of the challenges. Time differences, yes. In the USA, I think we have 5 hours difference. So if you want to work with them, it might not be your normal 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever. It might be that you're going to start working by what 5 p.m. and you end working by what 2 p.m. or whatever because of the what the time differences. You understand? So you need to work in line with their own um with you in line with their own time, in line with their own weather. You understand? So competition. So programming, or let me say applications nowadays are competitive. If you say you have 10 years of experience in PHP, Laravel, and some other stuff, you see someone that will say, oh, I have 15 years of experience. And the same skills you've highlighted, what will now make you stand out among others is to take into consideration any competition that can come in place. So you might develop a very fantastic application that anyone that sees it will not know that, oh, you don't have a 2 years experience. For you to, there's something called creativity. For you to enhance your creativity, visit some big, big websites. Try as much as possible to develop similar sites. That's how you can learn. Because these big, big websites that you're seeing, some of them, the developers they're very experienced. You're not copying what they've done. You're also what copying their experience. Payment delays. Yes, my payment delays. Maybe for instance, someone that works in Nigeria and is working for someone in the USA. And they say, okay, well, at the end of the month, we're going to be sending you money through Swift. So for you to get it, might be 3 days after the day they sent it. That's what is meant by what? Payment delays. Client management. If you're working as a freelancer, for you to manage several clients might be an issue sometimes. Sometimes you have to outsource it to, what's it called? To an external body for you to get the job done. Now, solutions to challenges. We have backup internet. So for you to um, resolve the internet issue, if you know you are using Wi-Fi, have a backup for a mobile data so that if the Wi-Fi has an issue, you use your hotspot to connect to the internet. Power backup, like generators, power generators. Continuous learning. So don't streamline yourself to what you've known today, because what you've known today might be outdated tomorrow. Any skills that you see that people are using nowadays, just try as much as possible to learn it and develop something with it. in an enhanced form. You have to continue what? Learning. Clear contract. Any contract you want to embark upon as a freelancer must be clear. This, this has a lot of issues. I faced a lot of issues. Even also the owner of Abasoft Technology too had faced similar issues. These clear contracts. Some people, some clients, they will ask you, "Oh, I want a blog." They will not tell you the details of the blog. When you're not through with the blog, they will not tell you, "Eh, you have not added this one. This is not which was not mentioned as at the beginning of the contract." For you to resolve that, write a proposal yourself. Oh, this is not the one, right? I will write a proposal. That's what I did. I'll write a proposal and I'll put everything that will contain in that application. I'll put it in the proposal. This. Oh, so if you want to add additional feature that will extract additional fee, you create like that so that the client will know from the mind. Oh, this is what I'm about to face before I embark on it. Before initial payment was made. Then effective communication. You have to communicate with your clients. Is this what you want? Because some clients, they don't know what they want. Try as much as possible to to drive a scenario. Is this particular thing what you want? You want it to work like this, you want it to work like that. You understand? So with that, they will know that, oh, this is exactly what I want. Because they might search something and they don't understand it, and you develop it. Then I say, oh, this is not what I wanted. No, make it clear to them. Effective communication, then financial planning. That's when the income, that's when the what's it called? The contract cost comes in. Oh, the financial planning. Okay, for us to start, we receive I receive 20% as deposit. When I'm through with the front end, let's assume the contract is 500,000 naira, for instance. I'll receive 50,000 as deposit. Now, when I'm through with the front end development, I will receive 200,000, making 250. It's still part of the 500,000. Now, when I'm not through with the entire application, you assess it to make sure it's in line with what I've drafted in a proposal that you signed. The proposal must be signed to make it legal. So when you're done, then you have to pay my balance before I deploy the application to your hosting server. That is it. Conclusion. Your location no longer determines your opportunity. That is the essence of this discussion. So your skills, professionalism, and ability to leverage technology do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdulwasi Ismail Isola. Thank you so much. If you agree with me that you enjoy his presentation, can I see some emoji? Can I see some emoji? Please, 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 please. I can see from Tawab. I can see it from Alimat, Akim, Aziz. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him because he has summarized. Okay, thank you, Mr. Matthew, Mr. Akande, thank you. And other one that are sending an emoji without an emoji, sending emoji from their mind. Thank you as well. Thank you so much. This kind of presentation is something that you need to pay some money before you get it, and you are getting it free of charge. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. So he has discussed a lot of things that I will summarize. I might not summarize all, but the first thing is that knowledge that you want to use to get the job. So you need to seek that knowledge. So, and you can learn online, you can learn online. But one of your first way to learn is by consulting about some technology. Maybe you want to learn on anything. And as at currently now, we are starting a program on some digital soft skills. Actually, your own soft skill might not be part of what we want to take now, but you can contact us. Let's create a learning track for you. It might be you alone so that you can achieve this learning, because part of the thing is continue learning, continue learning. There is no let me say roadmap to one learning that maybe is when you get to this particular stage you will be able to learn. You continue learning so that you get updated. So, and also when you learn, that is you need to check on website whereby you can get all this job. So you need to update your LinkedIn as well, and even you need to go to some website whereby you will be able to learn, like the likes of Fiverr, Upwork, Appen, Clickworker, Remote Task, as he mentioned. So, and also, if you don't want to be a coder, you want a soft life, no coding, you can embark on AI as well. So he has discussed many things. But before we move to the Q&A session, I want everybody to help us to follow our WhatsApp channel. So that is where you will see a lot of updates from us. Please and please, I've put our WhatsApp channel on the chat box before, but I will still repost it. Please, once you follow us on the channel, just type on the chat that's done. Just tap on the chat that's done. So let me see. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. And also, Abasoft can help you with a lot of opportunity that comes in our way that has to do with some freelancing, some AI work. So you will get all these updates when you when you follow us, not only on the WhatsApp channel. Our Facebook is also there, the Instagram, the TikTok, not TikTok, the Instagram, the X, the YouTube, because on the YouTube channel, we will update this video as well. So you will get all this information on our channel and on our other social media. I believe we have series of questions. So let's move to Q&A session. And our speaker is here to answer our question. So if you have question, kindly signify. And please, once you follow our WhatsApp channel, let me see it on the chat box by typing done. Done, please. The thing you can help us with. And also you are helping yourself as well. It's a monthly webinar whereby you will get updates on IT on a basis. Have question, let's see, let's have it on the chat box. And you can also contact us maybe on any of the learning on a soft skill learning track you want to embark on. Then we will work with you. As we discussed earlier, one of our US reliable. So let's have a Q&A session. Let's have your question coming. Okay. We have Mr. Abdultawab raising up his hand. Please, you can unmute yourself. And
good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
good afternoon.
My name is Abdultawab Ashudende. I really appreciate Mr. Abdulwasi for his great and insightful uh, session today. In fact, it really goes a long way for me. So, personally, I I commend the whole program, the whole webinar from Abasoft Technology. Honestly, I don't know how I keep missing the whole thing, but I just know may God ease our fears so that I'll be having much more time. So I have a question, sir. I have a question. See, also a software engineer. and I might not have these big numbers of years in the industry, but at least I have a little bit of experience, and there are some things that keep baffling me. So I will be happy with your experience, Mr. Abdulwasi. I want to ask this question. The first is this: what is the reality of the job market? What exactly is the reality of the job market? And this is what I mean by that. You see, Nigeria is a kind of economy where we all live our daily system life as a kind of system where someone has to have connection before you do things. The skill enough most times to me, with what I experience, is not enough because I experienced a kind of bitter moment. Because I was stranded and I was desperate to have something to sustain my daily life. So I have the skill, you understand? But the job market is so after the BSc holders, the OND holders, the HND. In fact, not even the OND holders. The OND holders are even deprived because it's a kind of uh, a system that looks towards certification. How do you think we can market ourselves with the skills alone? I know you talked about the portfolio, the branding, but is there? I know all these things is what we do, but it still feel like as if there is more to it in the market. I'm so sorry. This is the question again. Let me quote: what is the reality of the job market? And secondly, how do you price? Yes, how do you price? Because we need to know this too. Because to some aspects, knowing how to do this thing uh, is okay, but at some point, most of us uh, do underprice ourselves. Yes, we do underprice ourselves. And I also once again appreciate the justification of using AI as well, and the whole session. Thank you so much, sir. This is my question, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your question, sir. Please, I don't know if I can attend to that question or for
Yes,
now.
yes, yes. It is directed to you. You. Let's have it.
Yeah, I really appreciate the question asked by our brother Abdul Tawab. Uh, is Nigeria situation. Even those with BSc with master's degrees, they are still searching for job. That is our economy. Before I say what I want to say, I will just say everything is by God's grace. Everything is by God's grace. The same challenge I faced it when I was in Nigeria. I had a lot of experience and I was working remotely, but I still need a permanent job instead of me doing a freelance job. I searched for job everywhere. I couldn't get. Before I got a job in what's the name of this company? Lafarge PLC, Lafarge Cement. I got a job there. We were looking for a freelance a data analyst. And I wrote in my CV that I had Excel, and what's it called? I had Excel skills. You understand? So they were asking me, how can you rate yourself in Excel? Because they use Google Sheet there. Google Sheet and Excel, they're similar. Only for some features that we have on Google Sheet and we don't have on Excel. They asked me during the interview, wait, oh, they saw in my CV that I had what's it called? Experience in using Excel. But there's also something again that I had, what's it called? I had experience in web development. That's what made them interested in me. When I was called for the interview, because I was employed by an agency then, the agency interviewed me. They asked me some questions I answered. Then when I got to the company itself, because we have two interviews, so this the final layer, The final process of the interview is done in the company. They asked me, they said, what interested them in me is not about the experience I had in Excel. It's about the job I had done, my portfolio, the website I developed. That's what interested them. That's why I was called upon to um to work with them, because they needed my skill, my IT skill. They had an issue. I don't want to be discussing, because this is an internal issue. I don't want to be discussing it. But they needed my service as a then when it comes to programming. That was why they employed me, not because of the Excel. Because we had some people with they have experience with Power BI. I mean, I'm not experienced in Power BI because I've never used it before. You understand? Can you call locals or whatever? I didn't know Excel, but because of the web development, they employed me. And when I got employed, all the applications they've been looking, um, they 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 were looking for someone to develop some applications. So I don't want to go deep into that, but I later developed that application for them, and I also developed some other applications. That way they were assigned to me. You understand? So now, yes, people can be asking that, oh, so you have a skill and you build your portfolio. Is there an assurance that you get a job in Nigeria? I will say yes, and I will say no. What I will say yes is if it is by God's grace. Because I'll still be saying it is by God's grace. If God says it's time for you to start working, the job will come in. If you apply, they will call on you for an interview, and you get employed. But if it's not time, even though if you go to 100, what's it called, 100 interviews, you'll be just saying sorry, we are sorry. We have some other people with more experience that you have. That's all. So just pray to your God. Prayer. We mustn't pray. We mustn't play with prayer. You understand? So as you are praying, continue learning more skills, develop more applications, and what? Find something doing for the moment. You understand? Any job that you have at hand, just continue doing it till you get to your destination. Now, the second one is, how do you price? There is no particular structure for pricing in Nigeria or outside the country. What people do, even though in abroad, in UK, in US, Canada, what most companies do there, some companies do there, let me just say that, is that they outsource their projects to Nigerian developers or African developers. Because number one, they will think that, oh, if we outsource this particular project, instead of us paying hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to our developer, let's get someone that can do it for us for the rate of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and we get it done. So they outsource some of the applications to Nigerian developers or other African developers. They spend less. So now pricing depends on the what's it called, functionality of the application. Let's assume you want to develop just a blog. Then it depends on the tools you intend to use. If you intend to use WordPress, for instance, or other CMS application platforms, other CMS applications, you want to use WordPress, you might say, oh, okay, pay me. And it depends on the client you are, that's another thing. It depends on the client you are dealing with. If it is a client that is still struggling with his life and you want to get money from that client, I beg, don't be that client IO because he will run away. So look at the situation. Okay, oh, this particular client, this is what he sells. This is the, you understand? Okay, let me just bill him 100K for instance, or 80K, 80,000 naira for blog. You understand? Okay. You understand? Oh, this money is too much. You said this thing, oh, it includes hosting too. We host it for you, we do some other stuff. Okay, and you even go to the website, the hosting plan, show the person this is the amount I'm going to pay the host, and this is my own payment. So after each, at the end of each year, your subscription, this is what you are going to be paying. You explain everything to him. You have come out black and white for the person. This is what I'm going to take for my development. So for a website that only have admin portal and public pages, and what are my public pages is the home page, about us, and some other stuff like that. you might charge a different amount. You might say, okay, 200K. For the one that has additional one, that it has admin portal, oh, 400K. And it depends on the client. You understand? Some clients, if you want to develop a website with admin portal and public pages, you might charge them 1 million and they will pay. So for you to charge the price, number one, assess your the contractee, assess your clients. If I charge this client, will you be able to pay? You understand? So charge the person first. If the person is not priced, because I know in Nigeria they always price. Why can't we do it 100K? No, 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 no. Let me come down a bit for you. Okay, 400K. Oh, okay, let me put additional 10K, 110. Oh, because I'm just meeting you. I don't want to charge you high. If you compare my job with what other developers are charging, you see that my own is less. Okay, for me to familiarize myself with you, since we're just meeting for the first time, okay, pay me 300K or 250. You understand? For a very big application. If you're not delivered, it might be that same person that will be referring you to other people. Because I experienced that a lot in Nigeria. Most of my clients, I got them through referrals. Oh, this person did this thing for me and I paid higher. I paid higher when I wanted to get similar application done with another developer. And you say you are charging less. If he didn't want to refer you to his friends, to his billionaire friends, you understand? So this person is very good. What do you want to do? Bring it. I have someone that can do it for me. That is why whenever you want to do application, make sure you do a very fantastic job. Number one, the loading, what's it called? The bandwidth consumption. What I mean by bandwidth consumption, like this, the loading of the page, the content that is loaded, make sure that what um I want to use. Well, there's one time we usually use for that. So make sure they are compressed. Make sure everything loads fast. If everything loads fast, if you build an application and it's loading slow, it's an issue. You understand? So make sure everything loads fast. Make sure you do some stuff. Make sure you don't import unnecessary plugins. Make sure you don't import unnecessary JavaScript files and some other stuff like that. Make sure everything goes fast, and then the design is very good compared to other big websites. You understand? The person will be the one referring to other people. It might even be the person that will link to a company that will give you a permanent job. Anything can happen. So that is what I can say on that. And someone asks, Aja Alimo said, how does one access site like Upwork, Fiverr, Macro, or whatever? It seems one needs to subscribe first. Please kindly shed more light. Thank you. Uh, you know, the time I was using Fiverr, the registration is free. You just register on the application and like. So the company might just come up with a policy that, oh, if you want to get noticed on the application, you can pay so particular amount. Just like what some e-commerce website do. You post a product. Let's assume there's an e-commerce website that manages a lot of merchants. So each merchant is uploading its respective products on the application. Just like what's the name of this GT Bank application? And they call it, is it GT Market or whatever? So they manage several merchants, and those merchants they upload their product on the application. Now, so you not pay. Also, okay, if you want your product to be displayed on the home page, you can pay so particular amount to boost your post. You understand? So as regards subscription, I don't know much about that. I don't know if they are subscribing now or not. I don't know. But if you go to the website and the policy, the application has been redeveloped for you to pay money before you get a job. So I don't have any control on that because it's the company's policy. So that is what I can say on that.
Abdulwasi, for your wonderful time spending with us, seeing all this fighter information. So as he has discussed with us based on the question our first participant asked, the Mr. Abdul Tawab, even I can rest assure you that all the people Abasoft have or had worked with, still working with, we got most of them based on the referral. And this is how it works. You all agree with me that even most of the clients, they are very frustrating sometimes when it comes to when you don't have the clear contract of what they want to achieve. Most of them, they will ask you to go to start the work. So after you finish the work, they will now bring some work and tell you that this is what I want. So we face a lot of challenges like that. So, and one of the lessons learned is that you need to control your emotional intelligence with them to make sure that they are satisfied. And for you not to run into that such problem is to have the clear contract. Have the clear contract. Have the clear contract. And one of the things I discover is that most of the clients that you did not charge them well, that you just take a look at, okay, let me assist him. Those are the ones that frustrate most. Those are the ones that frustrate most. Even if I give you an example, most of the clients that I charge big money working with Abasoft, they don't stress me. But those that they will tell you that it's just a small money, you just help me. Those are the ones that will come with big problem. They will be the one that they will tell you that this is not bold, this is not slant, this is not italics. So those are the ones. So the lesson learned is that have a standard and work with people and control your emotional intelligence. They will frustrate you. Don't shout on them. Just make sure that you complete the project on a light and happy and satisfied mood. So those are the ones that will bring up another person. I've worked with people that even the woman was so frustrating to the level whereby at the end of the day, she paid me extra money for my emotional intelligence that as he has been shouting on me, I did not utter any statement. He liked me, so he now compensates me another extra money. So, and they will frustrate, but just to make sure that you are happy, you handle them, you highlight everything, you have a clear contract. So, and as regard the price, there's no specific standard for pricing. There's no specific standard for pricing. But what will determine is this: when you are at the beginning level, don't charge them much. Because if you have one first client, for instance, now, and you did not charge them much, and they are happy with your service, you will charge them that much by the time they come with another task. So coming with another task, coming with another project, they will have trust you that you've done a good job at the first time. Because if you win one client at, you win like hundreds and millions. Because if we have someone that we need that same service, if we have some people that they are working in that same sector or they are working in that same office, that will say, look at your beautiful website, look at your beautiful graphics, look at your beautiful report, look at your smart app. Who helped you design it? It is Abasoft. It is someone else. So for you now to convince that person to win that contract, you don't give them So by the time they now refer you, that's the way you now start with another level. But at the beginning level like this, you just, and the level of ND, HND, this and that, as a programming or as an IT, actually, if you want to get an employment, like you want to start working with a company, most of them might say these are the requirements. But what can help you is when you have experience and you have a work you have done that you can showcase to them. And in Nigerian market today, having one skill is not enough. because Nigeria is the one that want to do jack of all trade. They will tell you they need social media. They will tell you you have a small skill of graphics, small skill of video editing, small skill of web design, small skill of photography, small skill of communicational skill. So see, they will now add, like, at the end of the day, you will just laugh, like, and at this rate, you like four. They tell you small skill, small skill, small skill, small skill, and at the end of the day, you find it that even the work that they're supposed to have employed like 2 or 3 people, they will base everything on you and they want you to produce. So that's why if you are a front end, you need to learn back end, you need to learn UI UX, you need to have some little experience in graphics. You need to have, because they will tell you that they need something on someone. Why they still need something X somewhere, but they are still contemplating when they will need to employ. But this one is the most important now. If you not have that 2 skills, they will employ you. So, and based on the question, Mrs. Alima asks on Upwork, Fiverr. See, Fiverr and Upwork, it was then, is not competitive. This day is competitive, because a client want to see the work you have done. They want to see your rating. They want to see what people that have worked with you give as a review. Those are the things that will convince them. So, and in that level, even if you do a good work with someone, put it on your Fiverr. It might not be like every work you put there will be from Fiverr. Some other work that you done with offline, you need to put it there to convince people. And there is a way they are doing a review whereby someone will do review for you. But the best part is when you are not in Nigeria, when you are outside of the country, that is where, because some people now they don't want to give someone that is Nigeria, but they respect Nigeria when it comes to program coding, and they know that the amount they will charge us for people in outside of Nigeria, maybe in the UK or the US, if they want to give a project out now, they might charge something like $10,000. They might charge like $8,000, because people that want to take job, we calculate a lot of tax from the electricity, water, internet, house. They will calculate everything. But when they give it to Nigeria, it might just be 3,000 USD. It might just be 5,000 USD. So they prefer to take it, to give it to people outside their country. So, and as he said, prayer is most of the thing. And also work with people that have been on the track before. They will assist you. They will assist you. And when you follow about technology as well, I can see that we have, out of the people on this talk, on this that has joined the webinar, our WhatsApp channel. So, because I can see it's just the addition of 3 subscribe. Please help us to subscribe. And as well, if you want to learn any digital skills, consult Microsoft Technology. Let me share one of the program that we are doing. I just want to share it for a few seconds. It's a training. It's a training that we are embarking on. If you can still join us, because we have not gone too far. It's just on the web design and the graphics. And if you have some other skills as well that you want to learn that is not part of this thing, you can talk to us as well. You can talk to us, that we can create the learning. We set up this thing based on the our survey. And if you want to learn something that is out of this, if it's AI, if it's UI UX, data analytics, anything, just name it. We will create a learning and affordable track with you. And also, if you have anyone that have experience in social media and community manager, we are also looking for an intern or a volunteer on that as well. Let me see if I can share that one as well. so that you can learn from us and you benefit a lot of things, because many opportunity comes in, but it's just people that are on ground that we share with. So I think that is that for that. In the absence of non-question, I will call on uh, uh, or let's say if you have if you can do a mark or a key takeaway, let's do a random key takeaway. So what are your key takeaway for this program? So if you can, people are left in the call. Who can we call now? If you are free to unmute yourself and give us your key takeaway, or let me call on one of my brother, Mr. Akande Shakiru Opeyemi, to give us the closing remark. And if anyone that wants to give us a key takeaway, you can please unmute yourself and withdraw the curtain of today's webinar. Ensure that you get. Okay, Mr. Tawab, you are raising up your hand. Okay, you can also unmute yourself.
Okay,
Yes, I
sir.
have to
So
do it at,
everyone,
well, please.
everyone, I really appreciate you
Tawab.
all. I appreciate the host for this program. In fact, this program has been a very much eye-opening instance for me, because you can't say you know all, and you can't say you have all the best idea to navigate yourself in this tech industry. Tech has been a kind of big ocean of domain to settle with. So from the cybersecurity industry to the UI UX product designer, website development. In fact, within one domain, there is still subdomain for you to know how deep this thing goes. So we appreciate you all for uh, putting all this or putting our mind towards the right to right path. Yes, I appreciate you all. And my key takeaway for this event, for this webinar, is how to position ourselves, how to justify your intentions with your client, most especially the part where you talked about clear contract and clear timeline of schedule of delivering. There should be clear conclusion on the delivery format. There are some projects that might require you to put it out in a JPEG. There are some projects that might require you to put it out in a PDF file. So for every party, for both parties to be satisfied, uh, you have to have a clear means of understanding. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you once again, Mr. Abdulwasi. In fact, it's been a pleasure having a conversation with a senior developer. In fact, most most especially from the UK. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And I'll forever be thankful and grateful for Abasoft Technology for having the initiative to put out something, a program like this out there. In fact, I still promise myself I will never miss one of your webinars again, but work won't permit. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And I'm so grateful for having me here. And it's been a nice time. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tawab. Abdul Tawab, thank you so much. Mr. Hakim is requesting for our WhatsApp channel. So please endeavor to follow us on our channel so that you get more updates. And if you have anyone that also have to do with that want to give us the key takeaway or a closing remark, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself. Or you can raise up your hand. You are all welcome. Okay, in the absence of none, in the absence. Okay, Mr. Abdulwasi, you can leave the club. You can leave the webinar. We understand that you have a lot of tasks, and thank you for your wonderful time spent with us, sharing your ideas, and we pray that Almighty Allah continue to uplift you and also uplift the Abasofs and also uplift everyone as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can still check the chat box to follow us, and we will give you some minutes before we close this thing. Thank you, everyone. We pray the Almighty Allah to continue be with every one of us and give us a good opportunity to fulfill our dream and to connect us with a good people. Mr. Sulaiman Kayode, thank you for joining. You got the recording on your email, so you are so that once you have registered, please follow our channel. We have post it on the chat box. Follow our channel, starting from the WhatsApp channel, Facebook, and everything. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.